Welcome back. Complicating Mayor Sylvester Turner's bid for re-election was the breakout of a verbal gun battle with none other than Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Last week, as we reported, the governor clawed back control of $4 billion federal dollars for Harvey relief, citing the lack of progress rebuilding flood-damaged homes. Turner called Abbott's move a politically motivated, quote, money grab, sparking the governor's team to threaten a complete audit of the city's Harvey relief efforts to date. Mayoral challenger Bill King jumped in, claiming, quote, Turner is incapable of managing this process. One can't help but wonder if Turner's gift of more than $6 million of Houston Harvey funds to his former law partner was the straw that broke the camel's back with the state. I'm turning to Charles Blaine. What's your take on this?
Yeah, so it's funny he calls it a money grab as if it's his money that the governor is grabbing. I mean, it's our money, and we've seen 10 people who have been helped from the flood recovery dollars, whereas the GLO has helped, I think, rebuild 1,400 homes, 1,600 apartments. Clearly, they're doing something right. So I'm begging the governor to come in and audit. I'm begging him to do better work with this recovery money, but there is still a need for transparency and accountability on the state level. So I'd like to see some more transparency there in terms of where the money's going to go once he takes it and starts allocating it, to make sure that these Houston dollars continue to go to Houston rather than regional projects or elsewhere. So I think we need accountability on the state level, but I'm glad to see this.
Chris, about 30 seconds.
This is a political play by the governor to manage the mayoral race. There's no question about that, but it's not a money grab. It's just that I think this is where the mayor truly has dropped the ball. It's been how long? But the governor waits until right before the mayoral election to come in. Pure politics.
Look, I'm proud to live in a city where HISD is so screwed up, the government's going to have to take over from the state, and our city has misused Harvey funds so badly that the governor may have to come in and take over. Hello, folks. Wake up. Look, I'm one of the few people that actually have looked at the invoices from this Hurricane Harvey home repair nonsense. First of all, they spent a bucket load of money trying to solicit hurricane victims as if we didn't know where they were. Right? They were charging $100 an hour to make a phone call to set up appointments, right? We got the mayor's former law partner on this thing, and the mayor goes, well, look, I didn't pick him. Look, are we stupid? Are we naive? Do we think this company said, gee, the best guy to do title searches is the former law partner of the mayor because there are 1,000 other minority lawyers that can do it? Give me a break.
Okay, Tony. A lot of the people you advocate for are the folks on the outside looking in right now, 2 years after Harvey, and they're no better off. I mean, what's your take on this?
Well, if folks had their houses wrecked by Harvey and their houses have still not been fixed, they don't care if you're Democrat or Republican.
That's right.
They're blaming all of them.
That's right.
Up and down the list. So if I was, and let's politicize it a little bit. If I was the Democrats with city and county, I'd get a task force. I'd have everybody's name who's been damaged. I'd tell them, here's where you are on the list, here's what the problem is, and here's where we think the money's coming. For the Republican side as well, too, they should also say, hey, I'd like to see George Prescott Bush roll up his sleeves and come down to the barrio and hammer some nails and say, hey, the money's not here yet, our hearts are here, let's help you. Because otherwise, I'm shocked that people are quiet about this. This should be the biggest issue. This should be enraged. And again, the money is money. The water, the flood is the flood. The people who are affected don't care about your political party. They care that they're still suffering and no one's fixed.
That's right.
Okay, is it just a systemic situation, Michelle Maples? I mean, look, we're 2 years later and this money is not getting in any citizen pockets.
I'm going to shock everybody. I don't trust the government with taxpayer dollars. I know that's wild, okay? I really don't trust Turner with my taxpayer dollars. And then on top of that, even with the Republican-run state, I still want to see transparency. I absolutely agree there should be an audit with, 10 homes have been rebuilt in the past 2 years? Ridiculous. And then you've got the land office who's able to take care of over 1,000. There's something wrong here, and there absolutely needs to be an audit of Turner's administration, and there needs to be a lot of transparency on the state level as well.
Okay, the mayor's given himself a pass on this. You give him a pass, Carmen? I doubt it.
Absolutely not. I don't think this is just rhetoric. I mean, we've heard it from all the mayoral candidates coming in. Where's the money? What's going on? And now we have Governor Abbott saying the same thing. And he's not just saying it, which is how you know it's not just politics. He has flatly accused Sylvester of misrepresenting facts. regarding the request for funding, and he's said he's going to open an audit. That's more than just talk. And so everybody's probably going to learn a lot more of important information that we need to know about where that money went. What we do know is just exactly what Charles said earlier, which is we have 10 homes that have been built compared to counties outside of Houston, smaller counties where they have hundreds of thousands of homes built in the same time frame.
Charles, you think an audit would find malfeasance?
I mean, I think so. Starting with that $6 million going to his former law partner. I think we need to really open this up, crack it open, and see what's going on there. There are people who show up at City Hall on a weekly basis saying that they've submitted applications to the city for funds to rebuild, and they've just been either ignored or denied. Something is wrong, and so the only way to figure that out is by opening this up. And I think we would find some stuff in there.
Okay, do you think that we'd have the same situation if we had a Republican mayor? I mean, and I'll just say it this way, is the system just so full of red tape that regardless of how good you're at it, you can't get money to the people in 2 years?
I think the FEMA red tape is a problem. But where was the governor a year ago? This has been going on for 2 years. And that's the problem I have with the politics of this thing. They waited till they could manage the mayor's race. He should have come in a year ago and said, you're not doing your, if he's that mad, you're not doing your job, I'm coming in now. He should have come in a year ago. This is a problem for the entire city, and everyone who's been affected by this has been screaming for 2 years. So they should have come in a year ago. This should be the single biggest issue in this mayor's race, and we're talking about interns and other things and not talking about the people who've been damaged by this flood.
What do you say, Wayne?
So look, I mean, I don't think it's red tape. Look, I think government, I'm going to shock you, government is inherently corrupt. Because everybody worries about their buddies and their cousins and their girlfriends and giving contracts to people that are unnecessary to inflate the cost of government. And it doesn't matter whether they're Tony's right about that. Folks don't care whether they're Democrats or Republicans. They want their homes fixed. My point was that we knew where all the homes were damaged, right? We had hundreds of people that came to us. We have to spend millions of dollars paying firms to like outreach to people like somehow you can't find hurricane victims. Look, there is so much unnecessary spending. We have a water plant, for instance. I don't want to change the subject. We have a water plant on the Northeast side. You never hear about it. It's $1.7 billion now, and it's the who's who of the mayor's buddies. We need to wake up that all across this town, we are inflating contracts. We have an inspector general that is like, I don't even know if the guy's alive, right? We have a legal department I wouldn't trust, right, to do my will. I mean, we got to stop this nonsense.